Yes, a very good evening to all of you. I hope you can see me properly, you can hear me properly. Yeah. So we will start with this discussion of GATE economics paper. So 2020 Feb. Okay. 2021 Feb. GATE economics paper. Here we'll discuss the analysis of that. Okay. First of all, tell me how was your paper? If you can hear me properly, just give a response with your thumbs up. I hope you can hear me. Yeah. So the difficulty level. The difficulty level of the paper. If I can say, I can divide in between easy, okay, moderate and difficult. Option 1, option 2, option 3. Yes. Okay. So for some of you it is difficult, for some of these students it's like moderate, somewhere between moderate to difficult. Someone saying difficult, sir. Yes. Okay. So those who are saying that it's difficult, I would say one thing, that don't worry about that, because it is a kind of a score you will get. Okay. So if all the students or majority of the students are feeling that this paper was tough, so this paper was tough or difficult, it means the merit will go down. Obviously it is based on your score and the merit that you will get the admission. Okay. So as soon the result will come out, the portals will be open, IIT admission portals, and on the basis of that score you can apply in the respective programs. Okay. So here just wanted to tell you that we are starting with the GATE economics batch live classes. Okay, live classes we are starting, and you can use the GATE 10 coupon code, okay, to get the 10% off by tomorrow. Okay. So that is the offer for you, just because that today's paper was difficult. So it was for the students, those who want to prepare for the examination. Okay. Live classes, recorded classes are also available with different variety. You can just click the link in the description. Okay, click the link in the description and you will redirect it towards the website where you can see. Starting with the paper, if you can see, the paper was divided into general aptitude. Okay. The second one was reading comprehension, and reasoning. And the third thing is the subject paper. So here we are discussing about economics. Now in the general aptitude paper, there was a decent amount of questions, a very basic one, I would say. The area was very basic, and the questions asked, you must have seen, total 65 questions were there. So total 65 questions were there. You can say 10 questions here, 15 questions here, and 40 questions here. So 40 plus this 25, 65 questions. Okay. Now here we'll discuss, this one was basic. Here I can say it is a moderate. Okay, moderate, where? Because it is lengthy. It took a lot of time as I had a conversation with a lot of students of our batch, last year's batch. So they were saying that it is quite lengthy, means time consuming. Okay. Now here in the economics part, I can say if you are not aware about the calculation of the things, it's difficult for you. Otherwise, it is moderate to difficult. So the paper is moderate to difficult, as I got the response or the feedback from the students. So we'll discuss one by one what kind of questions. So like in the first 5 minutes, I think we should discuss the first two, and then we will move on to the economics part. Okay. Yeah, so some of the doubts are there. I can see few students are asking about the batch. Yeah, moderate to difficult. True. Indian Economic Service batch already started. Test series also started today. Indian Economic Service test series. Okay, today's test was open for all India merit will come. If you have missed that, you can still get a chance to write this paper, and it is available freely on mobile app of Ecoholics, where you can download, you can get the paper, write the paper, in the instructions I can send it. Okay, so this is the IES free all India test to judge your merit. Every year we do to judge the merit of the students. Okay, Indian Economic Service batch will start in the month of July. Okay, the next batch will come in July 2021 after the exam, because if we will start right now, we won't be able to complete it. Okay, so you can join the existing batch where I am currently teaching mathematical economics and Indian economy. Okay, yeah, so I didn't attempt any mock test exam center. My first attempt was very easy. After I just can crack the exam. So tough tha, like 7 subjects, 70% of the paper, 2 subjects only. Yeah, I told you that majority of the things will come from statistics. Okay, JAM was tough. I didn't appear in the JAM. I saw the GATE economics paper, first hand experience. Yes. Okay, so now you can see I will start with the general aptitude. In the general aptitude, first I think they asked about the questions of grammar correction. Some questions were from sitting arrangement, and some questions were from ratio analysis. Logic was also there. Then one question based on mathematic concept of area of circle. Okay, and one jigsaw puzzle they have asked to fit, so it's like non-verbal reasoning. Then the small short pie chart DI, the very simple, and one question on direction and one on coding. Okay, and one on symbiotic relationship. Okay, so this was the mainly GA part consists of. If I go towards the second part, that is reading comprehension and reasoning. So this was with the feedback of the students, I got to know that it's quite lengthy, where they have given a small paragraph which you have to read, and then you have to draw some ideas from it. You have to draw some kind of conclusion. Okay, you have to deduce certain statement. You have to tell what is the main implying factor of the author, or what you inferred from that particular paragraph, or what kind of assumptions you can make, or the arguments. So it's like a bit lengthy because you have to read a lot and then you have to understand. So this was mainly the concern of the students. Apart from paragraph, reordering of the sentences was there. Okay, so it's like they have given 4 or 5 sentences, you have to reorder it, it means properly. Then some of the questions were related from parajumbled, where parajumbled first and the last sentence was given, and you had to actually arrange it in a proper sentence. Okay, now here we can say GA काफ़ी easy था या और इकोनॉमी के न्यूमेरिकल कठिन थे, इंग्लिश लेंदी था. हाँ श्वेता, दिस इज़ द सेम ओपिनियन है ना. So it's like mainly the argument basis, conclusion you have to draw. So these kind of things were there. Okay. Now some of the questions we can say in economics, because this is where the session comes into the picture, the subject paper. So in the economics part, some of the questions were there related to the calculation of inflation rate. Okay, inflation rate calculation was there on the basis of Milton Friedman's K% rule. Then some of the questions were there related to the sample size. Okay, sample size of 2 values. So this is like NAT type of questions where they asked you to calculate. There was a calculator on top, है ना. Yeah. तो सारे टॉपिक्स में से नहीं आए क्वेश्चन. हाँ, न्यूमेरिकल्स टफ थे, टाइम कंज्यूमिंग थे, but they were very basics. If you see, if you go in the direction I told you, if you remember in the previous session, that cost functions and other things will come. So we did a lot of practice of the cost function related to market structure, like marginal cost, market demand, etc. And I think it was easy where you had to calculate the cost function and the C and the P given in the question. Some of the questions were related to the demand and supply. Okay, demand and supply model, where you had to equate the quantity demanded and quantity supplied equation so that you can calculate the answer for that. So it was mainly the question was there related to that. Some of the questions were there from utility. In the utility, you had to calculate the utility in terms of welfare of the individual. So it was related to some of the examples. What they did is, like, they asked the concept, but in the same concept they expected they expect candidate from so that they can infer certain kind of conclusion, or the student can apply the same theory and in some real life examples. So they have given that. They asked about the data related to the money multiplier. This I remember, money multiplier question, where they have given the, I think, months data, and in that data they have given the currency, cash deposit, and some other factors which generally we study from the M1, M2, M3, M4, and they asked to calculate broad money. So broad money calculation was there. Then there was a payoff matrix. So game theory was there. Payoff matrix they have asked and to calculate. This was also related to NAT, and as far as I remember, because it's the paper is all memory based. Then the next they talk about input output model. The question was there from input output model. If some of the students from our batch, those who are attending the session, we had discussed about input output model, and we have done the same kind of questions, okay, in the input output. So I hope you were able to do that. So input output model question was not very difficult. Next type of question they asked about is related to, as I said earlier, quantity demand, quantity supply. Then they asked about the regression model. So regression model was there, although they were not expecting you to calculate the whole model, but mainly the interpretation of that model on the basis of some values of R square. So they asked to calculate those values in the form of NAT. Okay. Yeah, so someone could not, econometrics is more. Yeah. Yeah, the answer should be this walrus law. Okay, so let's move on to MSQ part. This was done as NAT. So in the MSQ part, I think it was not very difficult. What do you say, guys? What about MSQ? I think MSQ was very easy. The one question related to GST where they asked about that is a origin based or a consumption based, and or it's a modified VAT, etc. So this was a fairly easy one. They asked about the question related to monetarism. So their basic features of monetarism, basic tenets, whether it's like related to fiscal policy or BOP, exchange rate, or the monetarist accepted the quantity theory of macroeconomics, like that. In the MSQ part, they have asked about the flexible exchange rate of Mundell-Fleming model. Okay, so what would be the impact of we can say the exchange rate on capital mobility and the expansionary fiscal policy? So they asked about it, and they asked in the options about the change in the output or expansion in the output, etc. And the fourth question was related to government securities. Yeah, so Souvik in the comment section is also saying that's moderate. Yes. So what I can say here, government securities MSQ was also very easy. It's like some of the term used under that, it's like tradable with government of India, state government, or it's called as gilt edge security, like that. So MSQ was not very difficult, but I would say that this is the easiest part in the subject paper. The next type, so here I can say we have done with NAT type of question, numerical answer type. Okay, we have done with MSQ. Now we are moving towards MCQ type question, which I regard MCQs as time consuming as well as risky. Why? Because there's a negative marking here, and students, I told the students in the sessions where I take the live classes that you should be very careful in attempting 1 mark question and 2 mark question, because the negative marking 1/3 and 2/3 makes a major difference. So if you want to attempt questions like these, I think it's worth taking risk here, but it's not at all worth taking risk there. Okay, so I think we can move towards MCQ and we'll discuss. So as far as I remember, because when I opened the test today in the morning, the first question was related to demand and supply, and it was very easy. We had done a lot of numericals like that in the class, where you just have to equate the price equation, the supply equation against each other, and you had to calculate the market equilibrium, stable market equilibrium. Okay. Next type of question they asked about, as far as I remember, it's like related to some duopoly model. Okay, in duopoly they have given price, they have given marginal cost, and so this is you have to calculate Nash equilibrium, Bertrand-Nash equilibrium. Okay. Now some of the theoretical question, as far as I remember, it was related to a developing economy, and we can say the rich or poor. So poor countries catching up with the rich countries. So it was like on the basis of some kind of analogy. They asked about that the neighborhood of the rich country, why they are not able to catch up the growth rate in comparison to the neighboring country. So it was something like that. It was based on pure analytical skill of the student. Next type of question they asked about the variance. So variance question was there. Here you had to calculate, or not calculate exactly, you had to tell about that whether it is unbiased, consistent. So if you remember the class, we discussed about these terms, whether variable is unbiased, consistent, independent, what it is, and what will be the situation. So we have done a lot of practice in those type of question, you know. So they've asked. And next type of question, I think it was related to the MCQ again. So they asked about the maximizing the utility. So again, utility was there. So Bernoulli utility function they have asked, where you had to calculate the wealth, and you had to tell about that whether that person in the example was risk taking or risk averse, consistent, uncertain, like this. So it is based on the advanced models like risk and uncertainty under the consumer demand theory. So it is purely based on theoretical aspect, although it was there, numericals were there, some equations were there in the paper, but more or less it was related to the interpretation of the concept. Then as far as I remember, the twin deficit question was there, where they had asked about for an open economy what is the twin deficit. So twin deficit, you can say it's related to fiscal deficit and current account deficit. So if you know the formula, you can easily calculate that. Then some of the question related to the demand side, demand, increase in the demand in the perfect competition, in the long run what will be the price of the product, like this. So the price will remain same initially, quantity, so it's like up and down the relationship. And so in the class what we do is like we do a lot of exercise like this. When the price will go up, what RBI will do, what will happen to the currency, appreciation, depreciation, like this. So it was there, and it was, I think, a very easy question, not very difficult. Some of the questions like they have asked about the production function. So production function K and L, and it was related to maximizing the cost of output. So it was also a very basic question that doesn't require any amount of big calculation. So it was also a decent one as far as I remember this equation. Now some of the questions were a very high level, like 2-mark questions, where they have asked about I think I remember the example correctly, it's like a biryani and pudding they have asked. So it was related to the utility x comma y, and they have asked about the m as well, and so they have given m, they have given price of biryani and pudding. On the basis of that, they were able to identify that whether you are able to understand the question. So it was very easy. You have to calculate x and y value. We have done in the classes as well. Now what would be the consequences of OLS? This is one of my favorite question, favorite topic, ordinary least square method. And what will happen if you have heteroscedasticity, and what will happen if you have heteroscedasticity in the analysis but you ignore it? Okay, so it's like what kind of result you may expect. It's like unbiased, inconsistent, biased, consistent, like this. So there were some options. Okay, now here we can say some of the questions were related from probability. So probability is a good topic where the probability question was there. So two events were there where you had to calculate the minimum, maximum, like that. One question was from Walras law as well, that implies certain kind of market economy and now what kind of prices they have. So this was there in the paper. Okay, yeah. So I think one question was also there from game theory, and it was a beautiful question related to two cars. As far as I remember, it was like this. one car coming from this side going there, another going here, and if one will stop, other will go, accident and other things. So this kind of question was there, and it was also a quite tricky question for the students, those who are not comfortable in the game theory. Okay, some of the questions from OLS model again they have asked related to the equation and the estimation coefficient, covariance and other things. So but all the basis not required too much of calculation, but it's all about interpretation of the concept, and I think that is it. If you remember any question, just let me know in the comment section. I think as far as I remember, I have done all this, and national income questions were there, demand equation. And so I cannot say that it's fairly easy or moderate. It's between moderate to difficult. If I can say the difficulty level of this paper on the scale of 1 to 10, okay, if I can make the scale, so I would say that it is around 8. So this was the difficulty level of GATE economics if we compare what they have provided in the sample paper. Okay. So sample paper was not very difficult, it's fairly easy it was, but here in the actual examination the question was very different. Okay, so we're starting with the live classes. If you want to study for GATE 2022, it means the next year, you can enroll in the batch because it will take 4 to 5 months to prepare. So GATE 10 is the coupon code to get 10% off on various validity packages, recorded classes, live classes with test, hard copy study material, and a lot of things you will get. So this is mainly what Ecoholics is providing. If you want my guidance personally, you can also call me on my number 722-394-6092, and on Tuesday 12 to 2 p.m. okay, if you want to contact directly with me on Tuesday, coming Tuesday, it means the 16th Feb, okay, between 12 to 2 p.m. call on this number if you want to talk to me. Okay, yeah, thank you Satyendra, thank you for your appreciation. So one thing I would like to say is the book list I told you. So there's a full video of book list for GATE economics. Okay, so I think you should refer that. One student is asking HL Ahuja. I don't think so HL Ahuja is useful, but regarding theories, okay, you can read that, but for practical part it will not be there, and especially the numericals of national income and other things. I think VK Ori, there's one book which is good for national income. Okay, now Ashwar is saying what would be the expected cutoff. I would say that cutoff we cannot assure, okay, we cannot give because this is for the first time, but you will get a score. Okay, so if suppose the cutoff is low, everyone will get a low score, and on the basis of that they will make merit. So don't worry about it. If everyone is saying that the paper is difficult for the students, now what you need is you need to focus on your result. Okay, focus on applying it. So once the result will come out, I cannot say that it would be much difficult to understand what you are saying. It's focus on merit. Okay, you'll get a score that will be valid for few years. Okay, level was much higher than net JRF exam. Yes, I have already told you that the level would be related to RBI DEPR, because you can imagine the level of IIT. So IIT won't ask the questions related to net examination. I would say if you want me to ask the question, I think a GATE now surpassed the RBI DEPR as well, because in the GATE examination you will get a calculator. Okay, but in RBI DEPR exam, if you are postgraduate, you can give this. This is without calculator, so manually you have to do. Mainly interpretation they will ask. Okay. Yeah, anything else if you have, you can ask. Okay. Number of firms in the perfect competition. One more question was there. Yeah. Benefits are a lot of. Someone is asking about the benefits. I think Sajid. The benefits is, first you will get a taste of IIT. It's like institute of national importance, so you will get a lot of experience from that. Especially when you get into IIT, you will get stipend around 65,000 rupees to do research. Okay, and if you do the research at IIT level, obviously your career will launch in the upward direction. So I think applied statistics was most important part. Yes, Suraj, you are totally correct. And for that, there's one book called as S.C. Gupta. Okay, so S.C. Gupta book is there, which is important in the GATE examination, especially for statistics. Okay. So I would say that you will get a stipend, you will get a research opportunity, and on the basis of that, you get a job in the research field, as well as if you want to go and become an economist in the multilateral institutions like World Bank, okay, IMF, okay, WTO. If you want to go there, GATE economics will be very helpful for you, because if you go abroad, you will realize that the people know only about IITs and IIMs. So if you say you are from IIT or IIM, obviously this is very easy for them to identify your talent. So first prove yourself, get into the program of masters or PhD, whatever you are doing. Yeah. So Adi is saying GATE is a bit harder than JAM. Yeah, more mathematical. Krishna, I am saying S.C. Gupta. Okay, it's mathematical statistics. Okay, so before signing off from here, if you have anything, you can ask. And now one last time, if you want to consult anything, you can ask. Okay. Another thing is that what I was saying, if you want to analyze the paper, okay, on the mobile app of Ecoholics, we'll be giving full analysis. Okay, full analysis of a GATE economics question paper in coming 2 days, and a GATE economics paper. So it will be announced soon on social media. So full analysis of GATE economics paper, each and everything will be there, and then we'll discuss how we can decode it for our benefit. So full analysis will be available on Ecoholics app, okay, in coming days. Okay. Yes, Suraj, S.C. Gupta. Okay, I can write here again, S.C. Gupta mathematical statistics. That would be helpful. Okay. Yeah, Ayush is asking about the next batch. Nisha, I cannot tell you the cutoff right now because it's for the first time. I don't want to speculate it anything, but I think whatever the cutoff will be, it depends on the level of difficulty. Okay. So GATE 2020 batch, 2022 batch. Okay, we are starting with the live classes. Okay, if you applied the code GATE 10 given in the description, you have to buy the course from the link in the description. Okay, link in description. So GATE 10, you will get a 10% off on your purchase. Okay, so apply by tonight if you want to avail this offer. Yes, Suraj Damodar Gujarati is good. You want to ask about PG entrance course, is there any coupon code available? I think for coupon code you can visit the website if it is there, and I don't know MA10 is available or not, but you should call on the numbers in the description. Okay, in the description of this video there are phone numbers. You can talk to the management and they will let you know. Okay, Damodar Gujarati is for econometrics. Yes. Which book is better for Indian economy? They haven't asked much about it, Indian economy. So I think any basic Indian economics book will, Indian economy book will do. Okay. So Nagaraju, do you have any book, Indian economy? Yes. So Damodar Gujarati is good for econometrics. GATE will surprise us. I prepared on the basic sample paper, but the paper is different. Yes, I told you in the class as well, in the sessions, that whatever they have provided as the sample, don't go with it. How is ISI Delhi for masters in economics? I think it's best, one of the best if you want to do masters from ISI. We do prepare. There's a faculty from DSE, Delhi School of Economics. Okay, she's teaching for DSE, JNU and ISI on Ecoholics. Okay, the batch is currently ongoing. We have started a batch last month. We have started the batch last month. You can join still, and not much of the portion covered, so you can join the batch. Okay. Duration of the batch, Ayush, it will go up to 4 to 5 months, because after seeing the paper of 2021 and today's paper, I think we do require 4 to 5 months. Okay, so I think the major motive is not the amount of duration. The major motive is to cover the whole syllabus with all the applied part. Okay. Yeah, they haven't asked the single question from Indian economy. I would say GST was the question from Indian economy, or the government security question was from Indian economy, and I can say this. Yeah. Shiva is saying which is the best author for NET exam. I can say that for the NET examination, there's no single book, and I have to make a mix and cover the syllabus from different sources. Okay. Ramesh Singh, yes, after seeing today's paper, I think Ramesh Singh would be enough, not very devout, but Ramesh Singh is written for the civil services preparation. Okay, so you cannot go with it. Yeah, improving statistics, I think what we generally provide on Ecoholics is like whenever a student comes I always say that to understand statistics not about the practical knowledge, the formula, data. Statistics first is about the understanding the concept. So if you understand the concept, like simple, if you have demand, quantity demanded and the prices, so obviously there's an inverse relationship. But if you change that price and quantity supply, it's a direct relationship. So first you have to understand the concept, and then you can apply in the graphical terms and the mathematical terms or statistical terms. Okay, I think Krishna, you got the answer of your question. Next is intersection of macro and Indian economy. Yes. How is JNU for MA economics? Yeah. See, there's a basic difference between JNU and DSE or among these three. If you want to go to DSE, it's like more or mathematical. It's like purely if you want to do a job in data analytics, data science, etc. You want to become an economist. For JNU, if you have interest towards research, then JNU provides the best thing. And ISI is obviously purely related to data management, statistics and other things. So if you want to work for ministries of statistics and program implementation and a CSO, NSO like this, I think it would be there. Okay. So Ruby Net, the link is in the description of all the courses that we provide. We provide 14 plus courses, and starting from the school level to the PhD level. And Indian Economics Service, economics optional for UPSC. We do provide courses for GATE Economics, MA Entrance, UGC Net. And so these are the courses are there. What are the fees for GATE economics course? You can visit the link. There's a different validity, different mode of the classes, like recorded, live with test, etc. So it depends. Okay. I can take one or two doubts more. I have 5 minutes because it's a 45-minute session. So if you have anything else, you can ask. So every Sunday, okay, at 9:30 p.m. okay, I come live on YouTube channel Ecoholics to discuss about the various topics of economics. And so stay tuned every Sunday at 9:30 p.m. live on Ecoholics. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the session. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and give a thumbs up so that I can understand that you are able to understand all the concepts that we had discussed. And don't forget to subscribe Ecoholics to get more videos, because what I am doing is currently I am working on Indian economy, okay, for UPSC, and the YouTube series of around 40 plus lectures you will get. 40 plus lectures you will get on YouTube with the title of L1, L2, L3, and daily at 3 p.m. okay, the video will come up, so you can watch that. Apart from this, we also have launched a 1-minute series, okay, 1-minute series of videos where we explain everything in 1 minute. So if you have any suggestion, you can mention in the comment section about the topic that you want me to cover in 1 minute. Okay. Apart from this, we have a talk show of our thinking tree. Now this is a trademark show of Ecoholics, where leading economists of our country and the world, they come and express their views. So if you want to ask your question towards them, so two professors, one dean and another professors from JNU, they are about to come on Ecoholics, and one economist from World Bank, okay, very near to me, World Bank economist, senior economist of World Bank, they will come on Thinking Tree, a talk show of Ecoholics, and to answer your question. So if you have anything you want to ask, okay, you can just send on the chat box of mobile app. We'll ask on your behalf. Okay, so the next section of the DEPR, okay, will come after the DEPR exam. Okay, or if you want to, we can do that as well. Okay, so thank you so much, and take care. Good night.